One of the biggest aspects towards improving in Apex Legends is becoming a better team player. So today I want to go over 3 major tips to help make you the best team player possible. So let's get into it. So you clicked on this video because your teammates keep yelling at you saying you should have done this, that, and everything possible. Well, no need to worry. I got your back. With these 3 tips, I'll have you on your way to becoming the best teammate imaginable. Without wasting any time, let's jump into the first tip I have for you, which is to stay in range. The biggest mistake I see when it comes to helping out the team is not even being in range of the fight to help out in any matter. You can't become a good teammate if you're not keeping up with the squad. If you find yourself falling behind when roaming, this might mean you need to loot a little less or perhaps be a little more aware of what your team is doing next. You also want to be in range when it comes to the actual fighting process. We all know Apex Legends is a game that requires you to create distance when you need to heal, but try to avoid creating too much distance to the point where you're completely out of the fight. An easy way to identify if you're making this mistake is if you find yourself constantly being the last one alive in an unwinnable situation. Sometimes it's best not to full heal completely, or rather half heal and be on the scene with your team. Don't underestimate the power of team firing even if you're low on health. Double teaming a single opponent for even just a few seconds can make all the difference. Let's take a look at a quick example. Hello, welcome your beautiful faces to the first example where we are covering staying in range. And in this clip, we find ourselves in a trios game, but we are playing duos, me and Riva. And I decided to solo land in the 3-stack streamers building on the bottom floor. Notice my teammate Riva wasn't with me at the time. And as soon as I grabbed the loadout, I noticed this 3-stack team was getting very aggressive on me. So I essentially ran circles on them until I was able to regroup with Riva. And what I want you guys to pay attention to is how you have to play your life and then be able to regroup with your team. So we were able to successfully wipe the first squad, but we also have another squad inbound. They just got off a scan and they horizon lifted to roof to try and single out Riva. Riva does a good job of cracking one, playing his life, and escaping the situation. And you'll notice as soon as Riva gets healthy, he comes back up to the roof where I am playing, regroups with me, and then we start reworking the squad fight. So remember, when you are creating distance to heal up and get a little bit healthier, you need to be able to regroup with the team as soon as possible. It's all about finding that perfect balance of playing your life, then regrouping with your teammates. So we just touched on how to stay in range of a squad fight to help out the team. Now let's jump into the next tip I have for you to be a better team player, which is learning to bait and switch. The key to this is all about covering fire when your teammates need it the most. Some of the best times to make sure you're firing for your teammates is when they have to heal, improve positioning, or even reloading. Every second counts during a squad fight, and making sure to gather the attention of the enemy during these moments will massively help out your teammates. Whenever I'm playing, I immediately notice if I have a teammate that's lacking in this area of their gameplay. I instantly feel the enemy applies more pressure, even though I may be putting out the same damage per usual. But if my teammates aren't focusing the enemy when I need them to, the enemies will gain ground and angles for free, making the situation much tougher than it should be. Now, I'm not perfect either, and I do notice when I'm not the one covering fire for my teammates. This usually results in a knock on my squad or the enemies applying heavy pressure. But let's take a look at a well-executed bait and switch. Welcome your beautiful faces to example number 2, where we are covering baiting and switching with your teammates. And we find ourselves in the same game as the last example. Me and Riva were duoing a trios lobby, and as we were rotating through the vault tunnel, we come across a full team. And since we talked about just staying in range, in a fight like this you can't really create too much distance, so this is where baiting and switching comes into play. And it's all about using both of our healths together. While Riva peeks, I am sitting back. God forbid he gets low, then I am there on the scene ready to do the damage and take some damage. This will spare Riva time to heal, reload, do what he needs to do, and you'll notice that when he needs cover fire, I'm there, and when I need cover fire, he is going to be there. And we essentially work off each other's plays. And even though we may not have taken too much damage in this squad fight, it was executed flawlessly. If you guys are enjoying the video so far, don't forget to leave a like rating. It is always appreciated. If you're new around here, make sure to subscribe, join the champion squad for some more valuable content. And now let's keep things moving. So far we've covered staying in range of your team, baiting and switching with your teammates. Now it's time to get into the third tip, which is communication. And yes, I know it's a broad statement, but communication is what separates the good and the great.
You're getting rushed.
And I know there's a bunch of solo warlords out there that don't usually call out and grind solo all the time. But for the times you do happen to be communicating, or perhaps decide to play ranked with an open mic, communication, although how simple it can be, is hands down the most important aspect to being a better teammate. There's a lot of players out there that expect too much from teammates, thinking they know exactly what to do in every situation. But that's simply not the case. In fact, even the best players don't do this when it comes to team play. Call out what you're doing before or while it happens. Call out helpful information like what the enemy is trying to do or what are they about to do. And a really good one that I love communicating about is if I'm there to help my team. Tunnel vision is real, and with a game like Apex, it's so easy to get caught up in the action and expect your teammates to be on the scene. So I love calling out if I'm there to help or how many seconds I may be out from the fight. This gives your teammates a heads up on whether to pursue a specific play they might have had in mind. Let's take a look at our last example. Alrighty, champion squad, welcome your beautiful faces to our final example of the day, where we are covering communication, or in other words, calling out. And what I want you guys to pay attention to is how me and Riva sort of communicate with each other, what I'm telling him and what he's telling me. And since this is a 2v3 situation where we are man down, we need to be able to incorporate some great teamwork and callouts to come out successful in this situation.
One swinging right here.
Swing him.
That's a 1v1 right there. 70 off gold. We gotta push up on this.
Yeah.
If I get hit, it's over. Sniper. He's one.
He needs
oh
to
my
die.
god. No. At least we have real estate. Pull up if you can.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
pour it up.
Yeah, do you have your Q?
No. Now I have it.
Okay, wait until I pop my bat and we need to fucking go.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I got a lift right here. And we go underneath. We play underneath right here.
Back to Pathfinder hard.
They're gonna have to drop.
Pat dropped, he's dead. I'm porting, phasing. On me, close.
Another one to your left. Wide left.
Yeah. Beam left. Okay, beam right. He's on height. Nice, well played.
And there we have it, 3 crucial tips on how to become a better team player by staying in range, baiting and switching with your teammates, and communication. Make sure to implement these one at a time the next time you're playing so you don't overwhelm yourself, and I promise you'll become a much better team player. With that said, I'll catch you guys in the next video.